In today's class, we will have a discussion about essay type questions and how to answer those essay type questions. Okay, in the chapter called finishing processes. Okay, in the last class, we discussed about the what we know called short answer questions, and also I explained the how to write the answers for the given 1 mark questions. Those are called short answer questions. In today's class, we will cover both 3 marks questions and essay type questions, which will cover 5 marks, and I will also explain how to write the answers for the above questions, whether it may be a 3 marks question or a 5 marks question, which is of essay type. Okay, so let us start with one by one. The first question in the 3 marks session is like this. It may be asked like this: what do you understand by the term super finishing? What do you understand by the term super finishing? So, for this question, you need to have the in depth knowledge of finishing processes. As you know, there are many finishing processes used in the industry, like lapping and honing and parkerizing, etc. So here the question is, what do you understand by the term super finishing? So for writing the answer for this question, you need to have the understanding of the concept called super finishing. So super finishing is nothing but finishing the object in such a way that, I am repeating, super finishing is nothing but finishing the object in such a way that the surface of the workpiece gets glittered, or the surface of the workpiece gets more shineful rather than the usual ordinary surface of the workpiece. Okay, that is known as the super finishing. If you take the examples of super finishing, the most common examples in our day-to-day life, we will find the most common examples in our day-to-day life we will find are kitchen utensils. Like in the kitchen, you are having so many utensils, like your dining plates and kitchen spoons and dining dishes. All the many of the kitchen utensils are super finished. Why these kitchen utensils are super finished? Why? Because if the surface of the kitchen utensils, why? Because if the surface of the kitchen utensils is not super finished, then it is exposed to the atmosphere for a continuous period of, you can say, 1 year or longer durations. Then what will happen? So the surface of the kitchen utensils will get corrosion, or in other terms, the surface of the kitchen utensils will get rusted, and thereby the kitchen utensils will be of no longer in use. Okay, therefore we will go for the technique called super finishing for the kitchen utensils. So this is the best example of super finishing. As I told earlier, super finishing is a finishing process in which the surface of the workpiece is to be made glittered, or the surface of the workpiece is to be made more shining rather than the usual surface workpiece. Okay, so in this way super finishing can be done. Another example of super finishing is surgical instruments. Surgical instruments. So, if a doctor is performing a surgery, is carrying some instruments. Those instruments are called surgical instruments. For example, a doctor carries a knife to cut the portion of some part of the body, okay, to perform the surgery. So those knife and other surgical instruments needs super finishing process, so that these surgical instruments will be protected from the corrosion as well as from the wear and tear. So this is all about the super finishing. Okay, so this is very costly process. Super finishing is very costly process. So high profile material is to be coated on the surgical instruments or on the kitchen utensils, so that these surgical instruments will get glittered or will be more shineful than the usual surface of the workpiece. Obviously, we need a special coating for these surgical instruments or kitchen utensils. Okay, So this is how you have to write the answer for the question, what do you understand by the term super finishing? Okay. So, although super finishing involves high expenditure, it is mandatory for the surfaces which are undergoing super finishing, so that surfaces those surfaces of the objects need to be, what you can say, need to be used in a sophisticated process like surgery or in the kitchen utensils. Okay. So if you do not perform super finishing for the kitchen utensils, what will happen? The kitchen utensils will get rust. So automatically, while cooking the rice in the kitchen utensils with the rust, it will result in a bad outcome of the product, so that our health will become deteriorated. Okay, so these are the effects of super finishing. Okay, so without super finishing, the sophisticated materials will not be in no longer in use. So in this way you have to write the answer for the question called, what do you understand by the term called super finishing? So this is one question which will be frequently asked in the end examination. Okay. Next we will switch over to the another question. What is meant by Parkerizing? So in the previous question, super finishing, that is an indirect question. Most of the answer you will not find in the textbook. Just you will find the definition of the super finishing, but whatever I have told till now, you will not find in the textbook. Okay. For that, you need to have the understanding of the full concept of super finishing. But when it comes to the another question called, what is meant by Parkerizing, this is a straight question. I am repeating. Another question may be asked like this: what is meant by Parkerizing? This is a straight question which will be directly answered from the ready-made textbook. Okay. So for this question there is a ready-made answer in the textbook. So from the textbook, if you study the answer, if you go through the answer and if you can recall the answer, then directly you can put it on the answer booklet in the end examination. Okay. Now I will discuss about Parkerizing, how to write. Okay. Parkerizing is a coating technique. Parkerizing is a coating method in which the surface is to be coated with sophisticated materials like magnesium and manganese, lead and tin, so that the properties of the material will get improved, and after parkerizing process, the workpiece will be extensively used as per the requirements in the industry. So this is known as parkerizing. And also I would like to add few more lines to the parkerizing. Parkerizing is expensive process. Parkerizing is expensive process. Why? Why? Because parkerizing involves coating of different costly elements like magnesium or manganese, or what you can say lead or tin, or some other sophisticated elements which will strengthen the surface of the workpiece, and also which will give the better surface finish. In this context, obviously we can say that parkerizing is costly process. Okay, so this is the question about parkerizing, and you have to answer the question as I told now. Okay, next we will switch over to another question. Write down the applications of honing. Write down the applications of honing. So as you know very well about honing, because in the last class itself I explained you briefly about honing process. So here the question is, write down the applications of honing. So for this question you have to answer like this. Honing is a finishing process which involves bonded grains which are stick to the honing tool. Then this honing tool will be taken onto the surface where finishing is to be carried out. So generally honing tool will be used to finish the surfaces of circles, circular holes, and the diameter of a gear wheel and other similar objects. Okay, so like this honing find its own applications. Okay, if you hold the honing tool in the circular hole, what will happen? Honing tool is continuously rotating. Above the honing tool, what is there? There are bonded uh, what I what I said earlier is bonded grains. These bonded grains, they will remove more amount of material inside the surface of the what is called circular hole. Okay, that means some edges inside the surface of the circular hole, or some edge portions of the diameter, along the diameter some of the edge portion of material is there. If you want to remove those material, we will go for the honing processes. Like this, honing has the different applications. Okay, so in this way you have to write down the answer for the question called what are the applications of, or write the applications of honing. Okay, next we will switch over to another question. What are the differences, what are the main differences between lapping and honing? What are the main differences between lapping and honing? So this is a one more question which will be frequently asked by the question paper setters in the end examination. Okay, so to this is a straight question. You will find the answer, a ready made answer in the textbook, but writing the answer for this question you need to follow some procedure. So that procedure I will tell now. Here the question is that what are the differences between the lapping and honing? So for this question, first of all, you have to draw a table. So on the table, left side column is lapping, right side column is honing. Okay, the left side column you should write lapping, and the right side column you should write honing. Then in the lapping you have to write down the 3 or 4 points. Again in the honing column you have to write down the 3 or 4 points. So that means differences you have to write down. So in the lapping side, on the left side, on the lapping side, the first point is lapping doesn't involve expert operators. Lapping doesn't involve expert operators. That means to perform lapping operation, much expertise is not needed. Any operator with a little amount of knowledge can perform the lapping operation. That is first point. So parallel to the first point, in the honing you have to write down, in the honing process, expert operators are required to perform this honing process. Why? Because while doing honing will be performed where? In a circular holes. So it requires meticulous attention of the operator for removing major amount of material so that the inner surface of the work is gets removed and the completely internal surface of the circular hole will become smoother. So to perform obviously this operation, the technician should have the sound knowledge of how to perform the honing operation and also how to handle the honing operation, and also he should not lose the concentration while performing the honing operation. Okay, so like this, in honing operation expert advice is required. Then that is the first point. Second point, in the lapping. Lapping is cheaper. Lapping is cheaper. So parallel to that point, you have to write down this honing is costly process. Honing is costly process. Okay. Why? Because lapping involves loose grains on the surface of the lap to remove the material, whereas honing requires bonded grains which are stuck to the honing tool to remove the more amount of material. So that is the reason lapping is cheaper when compared to the honing process. So lapping is cheaper and honing is expensive. That is the second point. Next we will write down the third point. Third point in the lapping is lapping the 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 material the material removal rate in the lapping is low. The material removal, I am repeating, the material removal rate in the lapping is low. That is the third point. So parallel to this third point, you have to write in the honing column the material removal rate is in the lapping. Third point is the material removal rate is very much low. Okay. In the honing, the material removal rate is high, because in the honing process there will be a honing tool and bonded this granules are there. So these bonded granules, they will remove more amount of material when compared to loose granules. Okay. So these are the three basic differences between lapping and honing. Okay, like this you have to write down the answer. by making a table. Okay, if the question appears for a 3 marks question. Okay, next we will switch over to another question, another simple question. State the purpose of coating. State the purpose of coating. So this is again an indirect question. You will not find a ready-made answer in the textbook. Okay. The question is, state the purpose of coating. So for answering this question, you should have the full understanding of concepts of coating methods and finishing processes. So you have to write the answer like this. If the surface of the workpiece is exposed, I am repeating, if the surface of the workpiece is exposed to atmosphere continuously for a period of 1 year or 2 years or longer duration, then the surface will get corrosion, and due to longer periods there will be wear and tear will take place on the surface of the workpiece. Okay, in order to prevent this corrosion on the surface and wear and tear on the surface, in order to prevent or in order to minimize this corrosion and wear and tear on the surface, what we will do is we will go for the coating on the surface. So we will make a coating which is suitable for that particular surface. Some of the surfaces are required zinc coating. Okay, so some of the surfaces may require aluminum coating. Some of the surfaces may require copper coating. Like this, different surfaces require different coatings as per the industrial needs where the workpiece is to be used in the industry. Okay, so this is how the coating will be needed for the surface of the workpiece in order to protect it from the corrosion and wear and tear from the atmosphere, okay, or from the surroundings. So like this you have to write down the answer for the given question called state the purpose of coating. So for this question you have to write the answer as I told up to now. Okay, so if you coat the surface with zinc, then the process is called galvanizing. Then the process is called galvanizing. Okay, This particular zinc coating is widely used in the industry. I am repeating, this particular zinc coating is widely used in the industry and that process is known as galvanizing in order to prevent from corrosion or some other ill effects of the surroundings. Okay. Likewise, parkerizing is also there. It is also a surface coating method, and electroplating is also there. So, electroplating is also a surface coating technique. Okay. So, all these are there. Okay. Then we will switch over to another question. We'll switch over to another question. We'll switch over to another question called what is anodizing? What is anodizing? Okay. So this is also a straight question from the textbook. The answer for this question is readily available in the textbook. If you read very well the entire chapter of finishing processes, definitely you will come across the description about anodizing. Then there is no need to explain about this question about anodizing. Okay, this because it is a straight question for 3 marks. Okay, then we will switch over to another different question, like what are the advantages and disadvantages of lapping? What are the advantages and disadvantages of lapping? Okay. Then in that case, the question is that for writing this question, advantages and disadvantages of lapping, so for writing this question, what you have to do is you have to make a table. You have to make a table. On the left corner you have to write advantages, on the right side you have to write disadvantages of heading is called lapping. So the first advantage, so no expert operator is required for performing the lapping operation. This is the first advantage. Then what is the first disadvantage? Metal removal rate is low. Metal removal rate is low in the lapping. That is the first disadvantage. Okay, I am repeating. First advantage is no expert is required to perform the lapping operation. That is advantage of the lapping operation process. And the first disadvantage of lapping operation is metal removal rate is very low. That is the disadvantage of lapping operation. Next, second advantage of lapping operation is lapping process is cheaper. Lapping process is cheaper. Okay, that is the advantage. Then what is the next disadvantage of lapping? Lapping will not give good quality surface finish. Lapping will not give good quality surface finish as required, because on the surface of the lap tool there are loose grains are there. Therefore these loose grains, they will remove only small amounts of material, and wherever some big edges are there on the surface of the material, they will not be removed by lapping. This is the disadvantage of the lapping. Okay. Next, what is the third advantage of lapping? Lapping is manually operated. Lapping is manually operated, whereas honing is operated either manually or machine operated. Honing process can be carried out manually or with the help of a machine. So these are all the advantages and disadvantages of what is called lapping. Okay. So like this, various questions you may come across in the end examinations. The questions may be asked directly from the textbook. In that case, you do not have any problem in writing the answer. If the same question is asked in a different fashion, then you will get confused. Then you will not be in a position to write the answer. So in that case also, if you want to write the answer, even after tilting the question, then you should have the full understanding of the concepts of finishing process. Okay. Then only you will answer the all types of questions. Okay. So what I mean to say is, while you are studying any topic in the any chapter, your focus should be in such a way that you should be in a position to interpret the contents of the topic. If you are able to interpret the contents of the topic, then you will be able to apply the contents of the topic. if you apply the contents of the topic, then you will build a prototype. Then you will be able to build a prototype of the particular concept of the topic. So then only you will be called as a real engineer. So like this, your way of reading should be in this fashion, not mere getting good marks in the end examination will not fetch you the sound knowledge of the subject. Okay, to gain the sound knowledge of subject, what you have to do, while reading the topic of any chapter itself, you have to interpret the contents of the topic. Then you will be able to apply the contents of the topic. Automatically, after applying the contents of the topic, you are in a position to design the framework which is needed for that particular topic. Okay, so with this I am concluding today's class. Thank you.